Welcome back to Telugu Creations and our epic journey through the Mahabharata. In the grand palace of Hastinapura, King Shantanu and his beloved Queen Satyavati lived in blissful harmony. Their joy doubled with the birth of two sons, Chitrangad and Vichitraveerya. The kingdom celebrated with immense pomp and splendor, as priests chanted sacred mantras, and the palace glowed with lamps and flowers, heralding a new generation for the Kuru dynasty. Years passed peacefully. Then, the time came for King Shantanu to leave his mortal form. In a divine spectacle, his soul ascended to the heavens, leaving a void in the hearts of his people and a legacy for his sons to carry forward. Following the customs, the elder prince, Chitrangad, was crowned the king. He was a mighty warrior, renowned for his courage. However, his reign was tragically short-lived. A fierce conflict arose between him and a Gandharva king of the same name. On the banks of the Saraswati River, they fought a ferocious battle that raged for 3 long years. In the end, the powerful Gandharva emerged victorious, and the heroic King Chitrangad fell on the battlefield, his life cut short in his prime. The kingdom was plunged into sorrow. Bhishma, with a heavy heart, performed the last rites for his fallen brother. True to his duty, he then placed the young Vichitraveerya on the throne of Hastinapura. Though the rightful king was a mere boy, the kingdom was in safe hands. Bhishma, the wise and formidable guardian, took the reins of the administration, ruling with justice and strength, ensuring the stability and prosperity of the Kuru realm. He was the de facto ruler, the protector of the dynasty's future. One day, news arrived at the court that the King of Kashi was holding a Swayamvara for his 3 beautiful daughters, Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. A Swayamvara was a ceremony where a princess could choose her own husband from an assembly of royal suitors. Hearing this, Bhishma knew what he must do. For the sake of his young brother, King Vichitraveerya, and for the continuation of the Kuru lineage, he decided to win the princesses for him. Alone, in a single chariot, the mighty Bhishma traveled to the city of Kashi. The Swayamvara hall was a magnificent sight, filled with kings and princes from far and wide, all vying for the hands of the 3 lovely princesses. When Bhishma entered, a murmur went through the assembly. What was the great warrior, who had taken a vow of lifelong celibacy, doing at a Swayamvara? Ignoring the whispers and stares, Bhishma rose and announced his purpose. He was there to claim the princesses for his brother, the king of Hastinapura. He then swiftly lifted Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika onto his chariot, challenging the assembled kings to stop him if they dared. Outraged by this audacious act, the kings united and attacked Bhishma. The sky was filled with a storm of arrows, but Bhishma, the divine warrior, was an unstoppable force. He effortlessly deflected every weapon, his skill and power leaving his opponents in awe. He engaged in a fierce duel with King Kshatriya of Madra, unleashing celestial weapons that shattered chariots and scattered armies. In the end, Bhishma stood victorious on the silent battlefield, the defeated kings retreating in disarray. He returned to Hastinapura with the 3 princesses. However, upon their arrival, a complication arose. Princess Amba revealed that she had already given her heart to King Kshatriya and considered him her husband. Bound by Dharma, Bhishma respectfully allowed her to leave and go to Kshatriya. With Amba gone, the grand wedding of King Vichitraveerya with Ambika and Ambalika was celebrated with Vedic rituals and royal splendor. The future of the dynasty seemed secure. But fate had a cruel twist in store. For 7 years, Vichitraveerya indulged in a life of pleasure with his 2 queens, but his obsession led to his ruin. He contracted a fatal illness and passed away without leaving an heir. The palace was once again shrouded in grief. Queen Satyavati, Bhishma, and the 2 young widowed queens mourned the untimely death of the king. The Kuru line was once again facing the threat of extinction. As night fell upon the silent corridors of the Hastinapura palace, Bhishma stood alone. The weight of his vow, the tragedy of his family, and the uncertain future of his kingdom rested heavily on his broad shoulders. He was the sole guardian of a dynasty on the brink of collapse, a lonely sentinel facing a destiny yet to unfold. What will Bhishma do now? How will the Kuru lineage survive? Join us next time for episode 2.2 to find out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Telugu Creations for more of the Mahabharata.